In the Leadership Podcast, it talks about receiving feedback and giving feedback. When receiving feedback, we should always keep an open mind about what our feedback is. We should not be emotional, and we should think about receiving feedback as what we do, not who we are. So, with that being said, we should distinguish the difference between performance and identity. So, performance, for example, would be like, let's say I'm a volleyball player and I'm having a really tough game. So, I'm missing serves, I'm not passing the ball, and I'm not spiking the ball. So, and somebody gives me feedback saying, next time you should make sure you evaluate yourself before the game starts. Make sure you stretch, make sure you get enough water, and just keep an open mind so you can perform good. So you can pass the ball, get your serves up, and everything else. So that's giving me feedback on my performance. Identity is who you are, basically. So most of the time when people are giving feedback, it's not about your identity, it's about what you're doing. So we just gotta know the difference between that. Some people get them confused. So the people who don't like feedback usually think that feedback is trying to attack them as an individual and not what they're doing, which is not the case. Feedback should be to uplift and help an individual grow and prosper and do better and not bring them down. Personally, I like feedback. I like knowing what I can do better and how I can improve myself so I know not to do the same mistake over again. Giving feedback. Okay, so when giving feedback, we should know when, how, and who. So when to give feedback. We should always give feedback immediately, not hours, days, weeks later. We should give it right then and there. How. So how we give feedback is really important too. You should always give feedback in a respectful manner. Just in a nice manner, and just make sure they understand. Who gives the feedback? So I would say give feedback to someone who is like close to you. It's like a family, a friend, a neighbor, someone who likes you. When giving feedback, you should always be honest. Don't just tell them something they want to hear. Just be honest with them, because if you just try to please them and they're doing like big mistakes, you're not helping them grow and become a better them. So always be honest. Put yourself in their shoes, because not everyone agrees with the same thing. So you should always be open-minded and put yourself in their shoes. Show you care. Be yourself. So we should also think about appreciating and coaching when giving feedback. So appreciating is like you are complimenting the things that they're doing, and coaching is like you're trying to help them become a better them. It's like, for example, like, you should do this instead of that, or we should add that into your speech type thing. That's like a coaching thing. Don't criticize when coaching. Criticizing would be, I didn't like how you did that, or I didn't like how you didn't add pictures in your presentation. That's criticizing, and that doesn't help an individual grow. That kind of shuts them down. So coaching is like a teachable moment, and criticizing is like you kind of tearing them down type thing.